free agency is upon us. So the question that everybody wants to know is how much salary cap space do the Chicago Bulls have? So what is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports Talk back at it with another video talking, of course, some NBA here to talk about the Chicago Bulls. And if you are a Bulls fan, you are going to want to be locked into this channel, folks, because I'm bringing you the latest and greatest and best content with the Bulls. Make sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. Make sure you hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video, guys. Follow me on my social media platforms as well. Links down below for my Twitter and Instagram. All that good stuff. Okay, so listen. Everybody wants to know how much salary cap space the Bulls have. And here's the thing. It's a complicated answer, folks, because the Bulls can have a lot of salary cap space depending on what they do. Okay, so what is the salary cap? If you guys don't know, in the NBA, similar to the NFL and other sports, there is a certain amount of money every team is allowed to spend. Okay, so there's a salary cap limit and a salary cap max. Okay, so every team has a certain amount of money they're allowed to spend. That is to help even the playing field so that big market teams with more money can't spend way more than small market teams with less money, okay? So every team has a certain amount they can spend. Now, if you go over that certain amount, you have to pay money in luxury tax, which is basically, you getting taxed for like every dollar above the salary cap that you spend. So, again, not to say you can't spend it, but you will be heavily penalized, and then there's an absolute hard cap. So that's essentially the salary cap. And so when you come to free agency, there's going to be teams that have a lot of salary cap and teams that have a little amount of salary cap based off of, the players that they have signed and whatnot. For the Bulls, right now, we're way over the salary cap. But that's because all the moves have not been made, right? The free agents that we have this upcoming season, to renounce those guys and get their salaries off the books. There's some options that need to be decided on. Like, for instance, the Bulls did accept Lauri Markkanen's qualifying offer, but they declined Ryan Arcidiacono. So there's all these moves that need to be made, but I'm going to hop on my computer here and show you guys exactly how much salary cap space the Bulls can clear up. Okay, so depending on what they do, it could be, as little as $10-15 million to as much as $30+ million. So let's hop in my computer and take a look at how much salary cap space the Bulls can get. All right, what is going on, y'all? So here we go on my computer here. We're on the site called Sham Sports, which I'm using today to take a look at the Bulls roster and kind of look at their salary cap situation. So it's a great site. If you guys want to use it, you guys can. Here's a link for it. shamsports.com/capulator. So this is really going to help put everything into perspective here. So here is the Bulls roster, all right? And here is, if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, here is their cap room as of right now. Okay, so we know they've done some things here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you guys how the Bulls can create more salary cap space, all right? So if we go up here, so you can clearly see they're minus $53 million in cap space, which obviously is not good, but you will see how that can get better because that's for this upcoming season. This was this past season, all right? So let's go down the roster here. All right, Vucevic, we're not doing anything to his deal. He's here for another 2 years, and he's a core piece. We gave a lot to get Nikola Vucevic, so he's staying here. Zach LaVine as well. Duh. Thaddeus Young. All right, let's just say for argument's sake, Thaddeus Young, we know that his contract is not guaranteed. That's why it's gray. And let's say we decide to waive him. I'm not saying we will, but let's say we decide to waive him. We're trying to create the most salary cap space possible. So you have two options here. You can waive him or you can waive him with the stretch. Waiving him means that there's a set amount of salary cap that you owe him for one season and then you're done with him. But waiving with stretch would mean you basically stretch his salary out to like 5 seasons, but you will get more salary cap space this season. So let me show you. If I waive with stretch, that basically means that Thaddeus Young right here, not on the roster, and we have to pay him like this $2 million for 3 more seasons, all right? Because his contract is partially guaranteed. And if we go down here to salary cap space, you will see now we're at minus $40 million. So we are creating the salary cap space. All right. So let's do the same thing with Sato, right? We know that Sato is a guy who's probably not going to be part of the roster. I don't think we're going to bring him back because we drafted Io. We've got Kobe White on the roster. We'll probably sign a point guard, maybe Alonzo Ball. So let's do the same thing, waive and stretch him with his partially guaranteed contract. And boom, we did that. And now we're paying him, what, $1.6 million over the next 3 years. All right, so let's take a look at salary cap again. And now we're at minus $32 million. All right, so still some work to do here. And you will see that there is a lot we can do. All right, so you go down here, and Al-Farouq Aminu has a player option, and he is absolutely going to exercise this. So this $10 million, I'm pretty sure we are going to pay him. And he's going to stay on the roster. We could waive him with the stretch or buy him out, but I just don't know if that's going to happen. So we'll leave this for now. We'll come back to it if we want to create more salary cap space. Felicio's done. Thank God he's not on the roster. Patrick Williams, he's on his rookie deal. We don't have to touch that. Lauri Markkanen, we picked up his qualifying offer, so he is a restricted free agent. We will get back to that. Kobe White, he has got a team option. I believe they will pick that up, so let's just pick that up right there. Kobe White. And then all these guys are free agents this year. And Troy Brown, let's just decline his team option, all right? I like Troy Brown, but, obviously we need salary cap space, so we'll leave it at that. All right, we go down here. We've got these two guys in Sato and Satoransky that we already mentioned. Excuse me, in Thaddeus and Satoransky. I said Sato and Satoransky that we are going to be paying because we stretched out their contract. Now, this is where you will see all of these salary cap holds go off. This is where we renounce guys. All right, that basically means guys that are free agents this upcoming season. If you renounce them, their salary's off the books. So let's do it. Cristiano Felicio, renounce. Get out of here. $14 million. That's crazy. Daniel Tice. I do want to re-sign him, so let me hold off on this one. Denzel Valentine. Get out of here. We don't want him back. Garrett Temple. We can renounce him. I like him, but we don't need him that bad. Ryan Arcidiacono. I believe we can renounce him. They declined his team option. Troy Brown, let's renounce him. Javonte Green, let's just renounce all these guys again. Not that big of a salary hit here, but let's just renounce them. Okay, so we've done all that, and I'm going to get back to Lowry and Tice here, but now we're down all the way to minus $5 million, okay? So we have cleared up a lot of salary cap space, and now let's say for Lowry, they accepted his qualifying offer. So, boom, you accept that. And that turns into $18 million in cap room. Okay, now we're talking $18 million. And, we could re-sign Daniel Tice, maybe a 2-year, $20 million deal. But let's just say we renounce him. Let's just, create as much cap space as possible. And now we've got $27 million in cap space. So do you see here, folks, $27 million, okay? And our roster would then consist of Vooch, Zach, Patrick Williams, Lowry, Kobe White. And yeah, I'm not saying we're going to sign Lowry for sure. We could certainly sign and trade him, so this could be more. And, man, let's just say we waived and stretched Al-Farouq Aminu. I mean, that's even more. Yeah, that'd be $3.3 million. I'm not sure saying the Bulls will do all this, but look at that. $33 million in cap space. So this gives you a picture of how much salary cap space the Bulls can create. So I literally went from minus $53 million all the way to $33 million in salary cap space. I'm not saying we'll have this much, but there's a possibility. And the most important players on this roster that will absolutely stay are Vooch, Zach, Patrick Williams, and those are the three core pieces. Then we've got Kobe White, who'll probably stay here. I think Lowry's done, and that's pretty much it. So we're rebuilding the entire roster outside of that. And keep in mind here, you still have these exceptions that you can go over the salary cap for. So you've got the non-taxpayer mid-level exception. That means if you do not cross the hard luxury tax, you have this $4.4 million per year to offer. You have a biannual exception. So we will have these opportunities as well But this, I wanted to give you an example of how much potential salary cap space the Bulls can create to play around with in free agency. So $33 million, folks. That's a lot, okay? Again, it probably won't be that much because that would mean we will have to waive and stretch all these guys, and I'm not sure the Bulls want to do that, but that's a decent amount. So keep in mind, and I hope that helps. I hope that sets a clear picture of what it's looking like for free agency. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Again, you guys can play around with it as well. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments below, and I'll answer them as best as I can.